There you are. Welcome to the Phenomenal Lady Show. My name is Keminni Amanor. This week, I have a super interesting guest I would like you to meet in a moment. But you should know that the PL Show is brought to you by Roma Mosquito Spray and Coil, Intuntum Master, and Feco Spray Starch. Look sharp. I'll be right back. Stay with us.
Should you Roma to me?
Intuntum Master. Juliana Roma insecticide spray ada Roma. Interfere, Entatia, make a cheha. No way. Shemikuno, Intuntum bako crown fanimo. And also a pussy. Roma insecticide spray and mosquito coil. And out there we a show. Roma,
Roma Intuntum Master.
Wow! My uniform looks different.
Feco Spray Starch. Majimo point. Ratchet. Pause. When you want to remember Namunto the morning, I feel you spray starch, Papa. On particles be our water, no wrinkles, smooth iron.
Yes, Papa. Feco Spray Starch. Me here perfume.
Also, yes, guy. Feco Spray Starch.
Look sharp.
Look sharp. Look sharp.
Welcome back to the PL Show. My name is Keminni Amanor. The program is brought to you by Roma Mosquito Spray and Coil, Intuntum Master, and Feco Spray Starch. Look sharp. Our guest on today's edition is who I refer to as an international street vendor. And you'll get to know why in a moment. She's traded in the informal sector for as far back as I wasn't born. Well, so let's take a look at the profile of our guest today.
From a street vendor in Monrovia to welfare officer in Ghana, our guest has exceptional power of organization. Juliana Brown Afari works in the informal sector, and she is our phenomenal lady for today. From positions like former vice president of StreetNet International to former board member of Women in Informal Employment, Globalizing and Organizing, to now chairperson of Give Back Africa, our guest has demonstrated that she understands the inner workings of the informal sector and how they can come together to demand their due.
Right, so now you know her. Madame Juliana Brown Afari is our guest today on the Phenomenal Lady Show. She is our phenomenal lady for today. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you
It's
very
an
much.
absolute honor to meet you today, and I'll tell you why. I read your profile and I couldn't believe that the informal sector could be that big. We're here in the country, they tell us over 60% of the workers here are in the informal sector, but we do very little with them. Where did it begin for you?
Well, first of all, I would like to say a very big thank you for this wonderful opportunity. And I am happy to know that somebody is watching, somebody is listening to my speeches, somebody is also looking at my contributions that I am giving. So I feel very honored today, and I am happy to open up and let you know what is going on within my background.
Indeed. So let's start from where or how you entered the informal trade in the first place.
I started in Monrovia when my husband took me there.
Okay.
But you know, the teachers, their pay is not much, so I needed to do something to help me and my children.
Okay.
And I started on the street.
As a street vendor?
As a street vendor.
Okay.
Later on, I approached the company owners where my husband works. And they gave me a place to put a wooden structure.
Okay.
And in front of my house, opposite the house, there is a school. So I started selling small things that school children like. I was selling toffee, pencils, books, something like what children like. Candies with a design, toys, designs. And also I was doing shortbread and then Kool-Aid.
Okay.
You know, those things are for school children.
And you did that from 1986 to 89 in Monrovia?
1984.
84?
To 90.
90. So you were there when the war began?
Yes, the war started in January and I have to leave because of no food for us to eat in August.
Okay, so coming back to Ghana, it wasn't just your husband who had to look for a new source of income.
No.
You were helping with catering to the needs of the home.
Yes.
So you yourself also had to find something else doing.
Yes.
Tell us that story.
That story started in January, the war you are talking about.
Right. So the transition from the war to when you came to Ghana.
Okay. You know, during the war from January to March, it wasn't all that serious.
Okay.
So we were just relaxed. And we have to stop our freezer. So in August, when the food got finished in the freezer, you know, I was with 2 children, so I have to come to Ghana. I asked him to come, but he said we have a lot of properties, you need to sell them.
Oh dear.
But can you believe that somebody who has war will think about buying something? I said, leave the properties and let's come back home and start something. But you know, men, he said, you take the children.
He was stubborn.
Yes. Take the children and I'll come later. So I came in August. In fact, it was difficult for me to come with my children. I didn't bring any clothes, nothing. But I thank God I was able to pass through the bushes of Côte d'Ivoire, through the saut de palm, and then to where someone helped us to give us a food for 3 days that we haven't eaten because we walked through the bush.
Wow.
It's only water that differentiate between Monrovia and
How
Côte
old were
d'Ivoire.
your children at this time?
My last one was 2 years.
Oh dear.
And the bigger one was 8 years.
So you managed to make the journey by road to Ghana?
I think it's only God who helped us because before we could cross that river, it was raining very heavily. So the rebels went into hiding and the canoe came, and that is how we were able to cross this river to Côte d'Ivoire, pass through saut de palm, walk through the bush where they do soap. The plantation, the cocoa plantation, that's where we passed and we came. We spent 3 days on the way, walking. By the time I got to Côte d'Ivoire city, my legs couldn't move again.
And how were the
Because one
children?
is at my back and the other one was 8. So when he's tired, I have to put him on my shoulder. Everybody is coming with their children. Nobody is carrying any property or anything. We're just coming empty-handed.
So you finally settled in Ghana?
In Ghana.
But you had to do something for yourself?
Yes, in Ghana, because I didn't bring anything. My sister's husband gave me 150, which is 15 cedis now, in 1990. So I have to be on the street to sell materials. That's the only money that can afford materials. Those lighter materials, I started by the roadside in front of Makola Market. I did that for 4 years. Then I had a little on top of it. Then my stepmother used to be in Makola Market, who sell clothes. Say, Juliana, you know this street vendor will not help because we were running up and down. They've been chasing us from the street and all that. And you know I'm not used to that. But because there is nothing for me to do to survive with the children, of course my sister and her husband was helping. But I, as a trader, I couldn't sit watching. So I approached my stepmother in the market and she said that she will give me a place. She didn't take any money from me.
Right, because you didn't have the money.
I didn't have the money. So
no, that's for me.
By then I've gotten from 15 cedis, I've gotten 150 Ghana.
Right.
150 Ghana could get me 15 pieces of cloth from GTP.
At the time, in 1996.
96. So somebody told me that, Juliana, don't put your money in the market. Let's go to GTP every evening and bring the goods in the house. Every morning, the next morning, we will come and sell it and give the people like 2 o'clock, then you go and collect your money back. So I did that until 2000.
I see.
And that really helped me. I got a capital. And by then we have started small organizations in the market.
Right.
Year 2000.
So I was going to ask you, you came in as an outsider in the market. So it was your stepmother who was there.
Yes.
She retired and then gave you her stall.
Yes. Can I mention her name because I feel so proud?
Please do.
Her name is Nana Yere. We called her Nana Yere.
Right.
Because my father used to be the husband.
Okay.
You know, so she's my
and your father was Nana.
My father was Nana.
Right.
At Dewu Ekuyapen.
Right. So Nana Yere did this wonderful thing for you.
Yes.
But it must have taken a lot of hard work from you also, because I again, from your profile, I realized that you rose to become some sort of an advocate for the union.
Yes.
What's the story there?
In 2001, By then we have formed women organization in the market. Even though I met them, but we were not together. But I realized that I should start doing something so that women who are in trouble, sometimes somebody will fall down in the market. We have to use our own money to cater for that person and then see the person off. So why not coming together as a organization and then start contributing small things so that when there is anything happening in the market, we can use those monies to save that person.
I'd ask you about the organization you formed, but was it easy being accepted? Because you were an outsider, you had come from Monrovia, you had very little in Ghana really, you had no connection to the market except your stepmother, Nana Yere. What was the relationship like with the other market women getting into their fold and even leading them at some point?
Okay, from the roadside, I used to come to their meetings. You know, the meeting wasn't like when I started, but it's like Queen Mothers having their regular meetings. I'll hide myself and come because I like talking and I like sharing. This thing started when I was in school.
Okay.
Yes, so I couldn't sit idly for me to see other people not being able to speak to issues that is affecting the sector. I don't know whether I have a little education. So I used to read a lot and I've been seeing things in the papers, things that happening to people, stealing, I mean, taking other people's bags and all that came together in my head that if we are together and we have one strong voice, we will be able to channel our issues to the appropriate quarters.
Right.
So reading from books, storybooks and things that is happening gave me that confidence. And I met one lady who is also very serious, Madam Yemotele Kwe, who used to be the former Greater Accra minister's sister. Then when I told her the story that this is what is in my mind, why don't we do it? Because every market there is a queen mother who is in charge of the place.
Right.
So she used to be the queen mother those days. So when I said it, she said, yes, Auntie Julie, what you are saying is okay, let us come together. Then she started calling the Accra women. We started coming together until where I sell, there's a line there. I started telling them about what is going to happen. Let us come together and have a
Was it
strong...
easy convincing the women to be
easy.
part?
Should I leave my market? Will you give me money? You understand? If I leave my market, who will sell for me? I said, we won't be long, maybe 1 hour. We'll all come back. When they are 3 at the place, 2 can come, then 1 can look at the things. We'll finish it. Beginning wasn't easy.
At all. So how many women did you start with?
Beginning, we were 25 in 2003. Then when they saw that we were going on doing things, it went up to 200.
Okay.
Then one afternoon, I was reading my PMP in my place, and I saw a certain camera and some group passing. Then the person looked at me and left. Within a short time, the person came back. Say, Madam, good morning. I said, good morning, sir. I didn't know he was a big man at Ghana TUC. Not knowing they came to the market to organize informal sector women because they said we lack education and we need somebody to speak for us. And also...
What was the name of the association at this point?
Formerly, it used to be Makwala Traders Union.
Okay. When you took over or when you formed the group, it was...
When we formed the group, it was Makwala Traders Union. Okay. Then when I met the Ghana TV people, they came to my place, said, hey, you are reading in the market? And I said, yes. Then he said, then you love to become somebody in future? And I said, yes. That was Dr. Yalban, who is now the Secretary General of Ghana TUC. Okay. But he was there with the informal desk officer, Brother FX Rusu, and 2 other ladies. They sat with me, we chatted and said they want to form an organization. We'll be prepared to join. And we said yes. By then I have called the Queen Mother.
This was in the 2000s?
2003.
2003.
So when the TUC people came around and they made us know that we can join Ghana TUC to have a strong voice. By then we were the leaders. So we wrote affiliation letter to Ghana TUC. We were the first informal sector workers that
to be absorbed into
Ghana
the
TUC. Okay. If you ask them, those who know the history, they will tell you that the Makwala women pretended that the hawkers are warring us. Oh. They don't buy for us because we didn't want them.
That was the pressure point you used.
we didn't want them to leave the place and go home. We decided to lobby for them, use a strategy that they are worrying us because of them, they are not buying for us. And I was happy and proud to be part of those who planned this thing that make them relocate at pedestrian mall, that they didn't go home, they didn't take their goods to the house, but they were relocated.
But,
so I'm very proud.
Today we are still fighting our hawkers on the streets.
Yes, I can say that because there is not enough job. So they keep on coming. Some of them will be relocated. But yes, so other people will come because they need to earn something to feed their family. Not that they want to be on the street, because I am an advocate for street vending and hawking. And I couldn't see that my people will be take from the road and then go home without doing anything. So the best thing is to lobby so that they will be relocated.
You're watching the PL show. Our guest is Juliana Brown Afari. I have named her an international street vendor, but she does a lot of work for the traders in the informal sector, particularly women. There's more to her. We'll find out when we come back.
Should you rumor to me?
And Tonton Master, a baby Juliana. She's so mad. Roma insecticide spray at that Roma. Interfere, Entatia, make a cheha. No way! Keminni and Tonton Bako crown fanimo. And also a pussy. Roma insecticide spray and mosquito coil. And out there we a shell. Roma and
Roma and Tonton Master.
Saswabo. Sasso, mi se come tonton preko. Edwana jwa mi ne buseshe. Ye ha kesia ne malaria. Minya mi ko ne me sasso spray. Every mosquito study run away. Kumo tonton preko. Sasso e kumo tonton preko.
Welcome back to the PL show. The show is brought to you by Roma Mosquito Spray and Coil in Tonton Master and Feco Spray Starch Look Sharp. My costume is by Anna Simba. You can find Anna Simba on Facebook at Anna Simba by Zita and on Instagram Anna Simba_official. We're grateful for my costume. Auntie Judy,
Yes,
you've done really well, phenomenally so, and great things have happened to you since then. You moved from the Makala Traders Union.
Yes.
You worked with the TUC.
Yeah. I affiliated
To the TUC.
I used the informal sector to affiliate Ghana TUC.
You did great things at the
together.
TUC. What are
Yes.
some of the things you did with the TUC?
We did a lot of training for the informal sector workers.
Okay.
My first travel in 2003 to Zimbabwe was the TUC, who gave me my first passport. And we traveled to go and form the informal sector in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So I am a founding member of the chamber that delivers. That is the name we gave to the informal sector in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
We call them the chamber that delivers.
So you replicated some of your work here in
Yes.
Ghana, in Zimbabwe?
Yes.
Okay.
They really thought that I have contributed a lot. So they have my photograph there as an informal sector, coming to give them the idea of coming together as an organization. And that also Zimbabwe got affiliated to StreetNet.
Right.
We were the first people to affiliate StreetNet. Then
Okay.
secondly, we took it to Zimbabwe to also be affiliated to StreetNet International.
Okay.
So I can say that through Ghana TUC, I made my first recognition. Then later on, when StreetNet got recognized in Ghana, I became the first ever General Secretary in 2005. Then through that, we were able to bring a lot of women together, myself and my sister Yemotele Kwe, Janet Enum, Khadija Tununu, all of them were part of StreetNet from the beginning.
Okay.
But because secretary work, you have to do a lot of writing, a lot of speaking, a lot of feedback giving, a lot of information dissemination. My work became very big. I became an international council member for Ghana.
Okay.
That was 2005.
Okay. So let's get into your activities as street vendors. What was the nature of your work with street vendors, with women or people in the informal sector at StreetNet?
Yeah, because we are organized in Makwala already. We used to go to the street to inform them about StreetNet in Ghana. They need to be part of it because we, the market women, are also part of it. But the main point is about the street hawkers and the vendors, so they should come. In fact, we had some people from the street in front of Makwala Market. The one I said that we were able to relocate them at the pedestrian shopping mall. They were our main members. And the Makwala women, because it is an informal organization, we never left till date. We are still in StreetNet International. In 2007, after being an international council member, the international also thought that I have a little account background. So they gave me members auditor. The main one was there, but as a trader and a member of StreetNet, I need to look at the accounts, whether they are doing it well, whether they are giving a small thing for our workshop back home, whether it's written in the books. You understand? So I did members auditor for 3 years.
Considering there was already an auditor in that organization and you had to be a members auditor, obviously you were looking over the shoulder of someone else.
Yes.
Was it an easy
It wasn't
thing
easy.
to do? What were some of the challenges of that role?
You know, in the market, our account issue is different from looking into the proper account of the formal sector.
Right.
But I really did my part because I have to check the receipts and later on have to check all the receipts and see whether it coincides with the money they put in the book that this is the balance of StreetNet International's account. And that gave me a headache.
Had you studied accounting before?
Yes, I was at Snaps College of Accountancy, but I got married early. I couldn't finish.
Right,
Yes.
but you still managed
I went to
do it.
Snaps.
We'll
So the little experience I have, I'm using it.
We'll talk about your
Imagine me
education in the
using
latter part.
150 Ghana to get using 15 CDs to get 150 Ghana. So you can imagine I was doing my accounts very well.
You
from the
seem to
beginning.
have the Midas touch when it comes to accountancy. It came to you naturally.
Yes.
So while you were at StreetNet, you still got to work with Wigo.
Yes.
And you became a board member of Wigo.
Yes.
What was that journey like?
Okay, the journey from the members auditor, I became a human resource committee chairperson because you know every informal sector there is an issues and every country has their issues. So each time all the 120 organizations that is affiliated to StreetNet International, when any country have an issue, have a problem, the international has to send me to that country to go and solve the issue. If I am not able to solve it, then the international platform from the coordinator to the president to all the structure from the international has to organize a council meeting in that country. That will give the opportunity for us to meet the leaders. Either they are AMA, they are tax people, either we go so far as if we have the opportunity, we can meet the president, introduce StreetNet to that country's president, that this is what we are trying to do in this country. Recognize them, give them somewhere to stay. If they are hawkers, don't drive them away. Do proper lobbying with them. Let them understand the reason why they should move from the street to a market or something. So we go there for a purpose. Any country we had a council meeting in, we go there for a purpose. When they have an issue, we need to go there, plan a meeting there, bring some of the leaders in the country to come and witness what we are doing. So before we go to any country, then the whole organization has to decide that this issue is a critical one. Let's go and solve this one first. So it's an organization that have a structure.
Right. And indeed, it's the same structure that at Wigo you have asked of governments, particularly on the continent. And I read through two of your speeches at two of the Wigo events, presentations that you did, where you advocated for traders to be part of the whole governance system. You have advocated that people in the informal sector be part of the local governance system. Why is that necessary?
You know, in Ghana, it is the local government and the AMA that take care of our issues. And I've been talking about it that each time they have stakeholders meeting, they don't invite us. But when we go through the local government, You know, the reason why I mention local government as my main focus is that any money we get from outside, we do the training at the Institute of Local Government, and they really understand our issues. So I thought that local government will be our mother place, that when we have an issue, we should channel it. And after being part of the Institute of Local Government Studies, we've gained a lot of recognition. We've attended the stakeholders meeting. We've been invited to so many places to participate in the nation building, except one thing that they haven't put us on, at the urban platform. We have an urban platform in Ghana, of which the informal sector has contributed a lot. The last time I heard that somebody is saying that the informal sector is 60-something%. We are 89% now.
Right.
We are 89% now. The
Of the entire working population.
I am telling you, we are the breadwinners in this country.
Absolutely.
And our issues are not being addressed seriously. We don't even know which ministry is really responsible for us. We've been knocking on so many doors, the trade ministry, the gender ministry, the local government. Yes, so we have an issue.
Obviously, you've done a lot of work in Ghana. Unfortunately, it hasn't been repaid. In fact, yes, that should be the word. Recognized in the country. But we've also seen over the years how the government has interacted with people in the informal sector. In fact, we have now how traders in the markets are asking government to move foreigners there based on the law. We also have the issue with hawkers on the streets who are constantly being chased away by local authorities, even though they keep paying
daily tolls
to them.
Tolls,
in fact,
yearly tolls.
Absolutely, something you referred to in one of your presentations. We also have the situation where not only are we taking the tolls from them, but we are chasing them away from the streets. Right now, you are not just a trader, you are an expert on issues of the sort. What would you say is going on here? What's your analysis of the situation?
It's about doing proper lobbying with them, because they give them daily tickets. So if you have recognized them, they are also working, and you collect money from them, do proper lobbying with them, negotiate with them, or relocate them. If you relocate them, put your feet down, don't let other people come and sit there. But if you look at them and they sit there to sell, feel comfortable, and make their living out of the street, and you want to drive them away, if the factories are ready, you can register them and put them there. You understand?
Right.
Because they are also Ghanaians. Look at the foreigners, the way they are trooping our market. Now they want to take over Makola market. You know, some of them are getting old and they want to sell their place. For me, I think they shouldn't sell it.
Do you still have a stall in the market?
That's where I am every day. I think that the authorities who are in charge of us, the informal sector, should visit us when we have a main issue like this. That if you have a place as a Ghanaian, don't sell the place to a foreigner.
Right.
Because if you are selling and he said he or she wants to buy, she has the money. You understand?
Right. Now, I want us to talk about your education, and then we'll talk about your family life.
Okay.
Over the next few minutes, just before we wrap up. When you tell somebody you're a street vendor or you're a trader in the market, the stereotype that goes with it is you are uneducated or you are not literate. And so it's interesting to note that not only are you fluent with the English language or in the English language, but you also did sit in school, in class, to learn a few things. Tell us about your education.
Okay, I started my education in Dewu Ekuapem, LA Primary. I went to middle, and from Form 2, I sat common entrance to Snaps College of Accountancy. Unfortunately, my teacher got me pregnant. I couldn't finish.
Oh dear! How did that happen? We are interested in that story. It just got me hinging on my seat right now.
My daddy used to work at Ambassador Hotel.
Okay.
So we have a washman, we have a cook. And you know, the washman will wash my uniform, put it in a starch and iron it very well. So every morning, I'm very neat.
Okay.
And I used to be a tall person. So maybe he thought I was a grown-up person or something. But it happened. By then, I didn't have any experience.
So,
but in our family, you don't get pregnant and go. When you get pregnant, you get married.
Okay.
So I got married when I was 18.
Right.
I did my wedding at 18.
At 18.
And we got married. We have 3 boys now.
You have 3 boys
But
now.
the sad story is that I left him in Monrovia till today. I haven't seen him.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I think he's dead.
You think he died? You think he died?
Yeah.
From the war? From the war?
Yeah.
How old was he then?
Me?
How old was he when you left him in Monrovia?
I think he was 46. By then I was 39 also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. It must have been hard not
Very
hearing
hard.
from him when he came to Ghana.
Very hard. I will give thanks to my sister's husband.
Okay.
And my mother, of course,
Yes.
who took care of the children for me to be able to get up in the morning to go to Makola.
Right.
Every day, every day. I've worked up 4:30 till now.
And you're still doing a lot of work.
I'm still doing it.
The children are older now.
Yes.
But you still had to leave them a lot of the time.
They are all grown up now.
Yes. So, but when they were younger and you had to leave them,
yes.
You go to the market or you have that conference. Or
Thanks to my mother.
How did you manage?
Thanks to my mother.
Okay.
My mother has been taking care of them till they were all finished school. The elder one is in the States with a wife. The second one is working. The third one is also working. But the third one has got married last month.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, so they are all grown up. But thanks to my mother. It's my mother who gave me that support.
So in junior high school, you said you got pregnant?
Snaps.
At Snaps?
College of Accountancy.
Right.
I enter.
So how old were you when you got pregnant?
I forgot to know.
Should we do the math?
Yes.
Okay, so how old were you when you entered Snap?
Snaps, I think it's 80. 80 and 82, I got pregnant.
80, 82.
Yeah.
And which year were you born? I want to do the math for you. Somebody give me a pen. Let me use my phone.
Yeah, do it.
Yes. So, in 1982, you went to Snaps.
Yes.
But which year were you born?
I was
ridiculous.
Born in, yeah.
Don't
Oh,
mind
no,
me.
I can give you.
Okay, which year was it?
1960.
1960 you were born,
yes.
and then 82 you went to Snap, so you were about 22.
Yes.
22. You made it sound like you were in junior high school when you said your teacher impregnated you, because at that point you were grown up.
Ah, okay.
So you were not defiled in any way. I almost felt sorry for you. I take it back. I take it back.
Okay.
Right. So you had 3 beautiful children.
Yeah, boys.
Right.
3 boys.
Right. So before Snaps, where were you?
I was here.
No, in terms of education, before Snaps.
You know, after I got pregnant, I couldn't finish. I didn't enter into. I got married, and
you got married, and then it's been married since.
And 83, 84, I went to Monrovia, and I've been in Monrovia. When I came back, I wanted to go to fire service, but when I came back, I didn't keep long. Mr. Chianu passed away. He was the one who understood me, how best I can do in accountants. I wanted to be with the fire service, but I have to be in the market.
Growing up, you wanted to be a firewoman.
Oh yes.
Why?
Those days, I wasn't big like this. I was very slim, very slim. So I was so smart. As for the military exercise, I couldn't. But the fire service, I think I could have joined fire. I like seeing a woman in fire.
You like women in uniform?
Yes.
I see. That's interesting. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about your top 3 favorite things. What are the favorite things that maybe a gift you buy for yourself? Top 3.
Hey.
Is it difficult to say?
It's not, but I like perfume so much.
Perfume. Which is your favorite?
Annie Anise.
I don't even know that because I don't do perfumes. Oh dear.
Annie Anise is my favorite. And I like reading, so I like buying
books.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite? What's your favorite author or book that you've read?
No, what I've been reading is
Are they like motivational books?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speak with confidence.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I like that one.
I can tell. I can tell. You're not afraid to speak your mind. No. So what's your 3rd favorite thing?
My 3rd favorite thing is speaking to the media.
Why?
Because, you know, the informal sector, because some of us, our educational background is very low, we are shy of speaking to the issues. But I've been able to read a lot of books that have done away with my stage fright. So if we have an issue, because I've been going to markets, listening to issues, and then trying to say it publicly for other people to know. So, and also at international, we do public things. At the international, you don't sit in an office, you call media.
So public speaking?
Yes, I like.
Public speaking.
So we've gone through, I've taken them through all that,
so
my members.
Over your adult life and your career as a trader,
I love traveling too.
Oh, great. I agree. I wanted to ask you earlier, what are your favorite places you like to travel to?
My top favorite place I travel to is to visit the Pope. I was there.
Oh, I see.
They listened
what
to
was
my
that experience?
Very fantastic. I was closer to him.
Oh dear. Did you shake hands?
Yes, we have the pictures. I have the pictures here with me, if you want to look at it.
I think that should be the place I should go to get
Italy.
to.
Rome, we visited Rome.
So you went to the Vatican?
We went to the Vatican. We spent 5 days there. And I did a presentation. That the Pope invited the 7 of us that did the program, helped them to do a research.
For a private meeting?
Yes, we went to his house.
Okay, so over your adult life and your career, what are the top 3 lessons you'd like to share with young ones?
For me, I think that we shouldn't rush into things. Because being an informal sector worker, that my educational background is low, I've been able to build my confidence. And where I have been, even most of the head of states haven't been there. I've traveled in 40 countries. Top table, top high, UN Habitat. I'm now still a caucus member.
Okay.
The caucus members are the grassroots women who are trying to link ourselves together to share ideas.
I tell you what, while your work to the country, your service to the country is not being recognized, we here recognize you. And let me add that we had a surprise for you, unfortunately.
Wow.
Oh yes, really, really brilliant. Who's your favorite artist?
I like gospel.
Yeah, who's your favorite gospel artist? I know. I know who it is. I just want you to say it. Who's your favorite artist?
Christiana Love.
Oh, of course we know that, and that should have been your surprise.
Christiana Love.
We'll do that at a later. The reaction on your face. That should have been your surprise.
Wow.
We'll do that at a later time when we are recognizing you properly.
Okay.
We had something beautiful planned for you. Unfortunately, some things happened, but we won't leave it undone. We will do it and recognize you for the wonderful work that you have done for this country and for traders in this sector. Thank you very much, Auntie Julie.
You are welcome.
Well, this is the Phenomenal Lady Show. We've just wrapped up our conversation with Juliana Brown Afari. We'll be right back.
Should you rumor to me?
And Tonton Master, a baby Juliana Brown. She's so madahati. Roma insecticide spray at Roma. Interfere, Entatia, make a cheha. No way! Keminni and Tonton Bako crown fanimo. And also a pussy. Roma insecticide spray and mosquito coil. And my old there we show. Roma and
Roma and Tonton Master.
Wow! My uniform looks different.
Feco spray starch. Majimo point. Ratchet. Pause. When you want to run into the moon, I feel you spray starch, Papa. On particles be water, no wrinkles, smooth iron.
Yes, Papa. Feco spray starch. Me here perfume.
Also, yes, guy.
Feco spray starch.
Look sharp.
Look sharp. Look sharp.
Sasso, mi se come tonton preko. Edwana jwa mi ne buseshe. Ye ha kasiane malaria. Minya mi kone mi sasso spray. Every mosquito study run away. Kumo tonton preko. Sasso, e kumo tonton preko.
Well, if you just joined us, ouch, you missed the conversation with Juliana Brown Afari. She is a street vendor, she is a trader, she is a board member for WIGO, and she's advocating for women in the informal sector. Coming up now is where we check up on what's happening with women around the globe in #trending with Ellie Karis.
Looking for a remedy to that unstable and hectic life? Something that will bring peace to your body and mind? No stressful exercises needed. Just a simple routine called yoga can help. Nana Mwaku Enin of Bliss Yoga Accra tells us more about yoga. My name is Elikarit and I welcome you to #Trending. Nana, thanks for having us here.
Oh, you're so welcome.
I think it's been too long. So today, I'm happy to be here to try some reflex my muscles. And what are we going to do today, though?
We're going to just do a warm-up, and usually in a yoga class you do a few stages of things, but we're going to warm you up and do some of the main postures for a vinyasa yoga class. So we can show.
I have to warm up before the main deal?
Yes.
Oh, the best. All right, but let's talk about yoga now. Yoga, there seems to be a lot of myths surrounding it. Is the practice a physical or a spiritual exercise?
I think it's both, and I think in Ghana we've evolved. Bliss Yoga Accra has been running now for almost 7 years, and when I first opened the studio, a lot of people had questions about what yoga was and is. And because it was also developed in India over 5,000 years ago, we do have associations to another culture, and so people have assumptions about what that means. But what yoga is a physical exercise. It was developed because people in India 5,000 years ago had ailments like headaches, backaches, anxiety, maybe even depression. And they needed to find something to do to resolve that. So they developed a set of postures that people could do on a regular basis to help the body and the mind. And that's how it developed. It then traveled around the world. It made its way to Africa. It made its way to Europe. It made its way eventually in the early 90s, obviously, to the US. And it became something that's now like an $80 trillion business. But what it does is it helps the body. It's a physical exercise, but eventually as you do the physical exercise over and over again, of course it helps your mind. So I think we're breaking the myth in Accra and Ghana because we have now seen that our student volumes have changed. And now a majority of our students are of African descent at Bliss Yoga. The foundational practice of yoga that was really developed in India 5,000 years ago, there's Ashtanga yoga. That is a very strong and slow postured activity. Then you have Vinyasa yoga, which is what we teach at our studio, that's called flow yoga. And that's actually about constant movements, moving back and forth, hopping to the front of your mat, dropping to your knees. It's a little bit more dynamic in activity. We also have something that we term as meditation, where you're just seated. It's a breathing class. It helps you if you have any stress, thought stress. It's very helpful.
So as someone continues to practice yoga, what are the changes to notice?
Well, I've noticed, I've had some students at Bliss Yoga Accra for 7 years. They started when I first opened. And you've noticed things like maybe they've gone and evolved and had a baby, and they've kept coming and they've lost some weight or found their center again. You have people who have injuries. We do have athletes that come here and they're able to resolve working to strengthen their muscles. And then you also have a lot of people who generally have general stress from work. And so over the time that they've been practicing with us, they've found tools to be able to go out there, change, and help themselves with stress-related, probably work-related, or even at home challenges. So it's for everyone. It's all different ways, but a lot of the changes come from who the student is. So really what yoga does is it's a grounding exercise. It's actually not all about the things you do here in my studio. It's when you leave, what mind are you taking with you? And so the tool is that you come and you go and you apply it, and you hopefully will find some balance in your real life.
When did you finally dedicate your life to yoga personally and professionally?
I started practicing yoga in New York City as a college student at Columbia University, and just did it as exercise. As a young person, you just want to be fit and fit into that dress, and that was really what I did for several years. But then eventually I realized that it was helping me in my work. So as a lawyer eventually in New York City, I was did a lot of work in stressful environments. I was a courtroom lawyer in New York. That's where the stress really evolved for me. And I realized that I could use yoga to balance. And so as a professional, I was using it as a tool. And then eventually I became interested in teaching. And eventually I found myself here in Accra. And many people weren't very interested in me as a lawyer, but they were curious that there was a woman from Ghana, an African woman, who was a yoga teacher who taught yoga in Africa. And so I thought it was pretty inspirational and exciting, and I wanted to make an example as a business that we, in our own space, can offer this to culturally to our own. So I just decided to jump in and open the studio. It was an accident, but I think it was a good accident because I can be able to speak for this practice truly as a Ghanaian woman in Ghana. I think that's pretty exciting.
Do you still practice law or is full-time yoga?
I have many pursuits that are still legal related, but more for children. I work with children, and I'm the executive director for Ghana for an organization called Touch a Life, anti-trafficking work, children who are rescued from the Volta Lake. So that is the other work that I do, but it's all connected to health, obviously, and wellness.
How is that going?
Well, Touch a Life is, evolving. It's the only really full-time care facility in West Africa that houses children who've been rescued from the lakes. Usually they're rescued and they're repatriated to their families. We actually house them and we hold them and we groom them and we grow them. So we've been operating for close to 11 years, and we have a center in Kumasi. And obviously trafficking is still a very big issue. CNN just ran a whole documentary on it this month about Ghana. And so I hope that we continue to create more awareness. This issue is not going to go away. We need to continue to share awareness to help to prevent some of these issues with these children from happening continuously again.
What more do you want to tell our viewers out there? Why should they add yoga to their lifestyle?
Well, 1 hour of yoga is equal to 10 hours of sleep. So I would say to you that you should try. You should try to also check out. Yoga is about checking out. If you're working, if you have stress in your life, if you have a busy schedule and you just can't do it because you just don't think you have the time, it's just 1 hour can change your life.
Okay, so you have had all the benefits Nana shared, and this is why you definitely need to add yoga to your lifestyle to help you stay focused and also to improve your concentration. My name is Elikaris, and this has been #trending.
But yoga though, I should try yoga. I think that, I don't know, am I flexible enough for yoga? Maybe I'll find out when I enter a yoga class, maybe a beginner class. I think so. But that'll be all for today. I'm consumed by Anna Simba. You find her on Facebook, Anna Simba by Zita. On Instagram is @AnnaSimba_official. They consumed me for this edition. The PL show is also brought to you by Roma Mosquito Spray and Coil Intunto Master Roma Insecticide Spray. It kills mosquitoes and all other crawling and flying insects instantly. It leaves nice and pleasant smell in your room after use. There's no headache, there is no catarrh. Roma Intunto Master. We're also sponsored by Feco Spray Starch Look Sharp. That'll be all for this edition of the PL show. My name is Keminni, Amanor. I'll see you same time next week.